Okay. Very good morning. So, weekend, right? Saturday. So, full chill time. Hmm? Yeah, I know that. I know that. So, mm, no, sir, no chill. Huh? So, tomorrow we have a workshop. Okay. So, morning 9 a.m. Transist Gateway is a very important one. Entry point of view, even practically also very important. I know tomorrow is festival. So, if not possible to join, okay, I'll share the recording. Don't disappoint, okay? But whoever only busy with God only, please not attend. Huh? I'll ask your photos with God. Huh? If not attend, Monday I will share your photo with God. What you celebrated. Huh? So, yeah, I know that. Uh, Actually, I don't know tomorrow is festival before scheduling this workshop. Otherwise, I'll definitely arrange today itself only. 2 days back only I came to know tomorrow is festival. Which festival? It will take 2 hours, 3 hours time. If I explain very high level, that too. Let me create a Docker. So networking is clear, right? Docker network, bridge, host, none. Yeah. Ghibli photo. By the way, something Ghibli, something is trending, right? What was that actually? Photo will change, huh? Okay. Photo will change. Any animation will come? Eyes blinking. No, only photo. I I can see some animations also, right? Cartoon photos, eh? Okay, okay. Nice. Okay, let me enable SG. Why it's not coming? Oh, my instance is on which VPC? Public IP not assigned. Oh, let me. But in Azure we can easily assign public IP, right? But here also process is there, but lengthy process. Okay, actually I choose not default VPC. That's what. Why it's not coming default? Okay, I'm going to discuss a Docker Compose. Okay, let it create. Let's wait. Yeah. Okay. What is Docker Compose? So first we have to install Docker Compose also. Let's understand. Docker Compose supports multiple instructions through YAML file. We can coordinate with multiple images to create a multiple containers. For example, one Docker file can build one image. One image can create one container. Clear? If you want to work with multiple images, understand. If you want to create a multiple containers, if you want to build multiple images from the multiple Docker files, understand, we can use a Docker Compose. Docker Compose is a YAML file where we can add instructions to build a multiple images and create a multiple containers, not single images, not single container. Clear? For example, my front and back end process is there. So front and back end process, we need a front end application, back end application, different Docker file, different Docker file. So one YAML file can manage for front end plus back end. At the same time, both will create. At the same time, both will up. At the same time, both will delete. Whatever we can manage at the same time. If there is no Docker Compose, what we can do? Build a front end separately, build a back end separately. But one Docker Compose YAML file can give a solution to manage multiple images, multiple files, multiple containers. Clear now? Okay. I think let's go to, yeah. So what I'm going to do in this case, I need to create a RDS. Quickly, I'll create a RDS. Like a Terraform. So how many of you cleared here job readiness program entrance test? Screening, how many of you cleared? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 members only, na? Okay. Okay, okay. So mostly 10 members, right? From this. How many of you from online? Nitin? Only so 4 members, huh? Okay. So actually the thing is this job readiness program I'm going to take care now. Okay. Through online only. You no need to come institute. Okay. So whoever clear the test. I know that you are from different cities. You came to give exam here. You no need to come institute again for job readiness program. So far, actually, this program is only for offline. Now you can attend from anywhere. Okay. So you can attend from online. Only projects. No concepts, only projects. Day 1, day 45. Only projects, different scenarios, different use cases we can see. No concepts. Again, what is RDS? I'll clearly inform, I'll clearly inform in the day 1. I'm not going to explain anything. Single concept. Understand? Yeah. So directly projects, directly resume, directly mock interviews, how to give interview, only job readiness. Okay? Yeah. I have tried my best to escape from this, but no. They have tried more. Okay. I've tried more to escape from this. I told them already. Only my students already there. Again, if I give it's not a good idea. And even I'm busy with DevSecOps, they simply cancel the DevSecOps also. Already 7 classes done. So they said, no, we can cancel the DevSecOps. It's not at all important. It's a free course only we are providing. We can see other trainer. We are going to cancel DevSecOps also. I informed them not possible to come offline. I'm working. No problem. We can take online also. There are so many, answers from my questions. So finally, yeah, correct. Retire. Whoever not cleared, not attended, you don't worry. Nothing is special. I clearly can say maybe 10 to 20% difference is there, but apart that nothing is different. Can you make another test? You know one thing, if you are interested, you can pay and you can attend also. The options are enabling now. Whoever interested, they can charge something, they can allow also. They are planning now. Yesterday I had a call with them. I don't know how much and all, I don't know. I informed them, but don't take any freshers, don't take any without prerequisites of cloud and DevOps. I made trouble in the time. So people are having the background cloud and DevOps only you can take. I clearly inform them. If someone can join without prior knowledge, he may trouble. Directly explain projects only, right? He don't know what is database, he don't know what is cloud, he don't know what is Terraform and all. He may worry. That's what I can say. We can we can we can in the job readiness program we can plan at least discuss 15 plus projects. Okay, the planning is 15 plus projects and completely resume preparations, mock interviews. It's completely different. You can check with management. I don't know that. And one more thing, they're also planning. Job readiness is not offline. I'm not available. They're also planning to give Pluralsight access to everyone. That is also cost only, but less cost. What I propose to them, give a very less cost. For example, one student, okay, if one students take a training for at least 6 months, or after course also they need to practice 6 months, right? At least 1 year. If you take if you take a account, for example, AWS, Azure, GCP, definitely you need to pay 8,000. 1 year if you practice, definitely cost 8,000 would be you have to pay. Otherwise, accounts will suspend, right? So we already proposed to them, give a very good price, at least 1,000 to students. Better, right? If they give 1,000 or 2,000 is very better. Good only. You no need to every time no need to create account. Simply log in and access Azure, GCP, AWS. I inform them. I don't know whether they give free of cost or charge something. But the worry is only one thing, guys. Already they said 2 years back, they have implemented WizLabs. WizLabs is an environment, same like given to everyone. 15% students only utilize that. 85% completely, even not at login also. But Naresh IT paid for that. Yesterday meeting, they said clearly same thing. 15% only users, sir. Remaining 85% not at login, even WizLabs. But they paid. If you are giving everything free of cost, they don't know the pain. Same example, DevSecOps. We are giving free of cost only to them. Whoever enrolled for full stack Java, we are giving DevSecOps 45 days full free course. Registrations is 300 plus, joinees are only 40 members. So they're saying simple, we are giving free of cost, no one is showing interest. Yesterday call, every 2 hours call is same thing only. Even I too agreed. The reason, we can see the numbers clearly. DevSecOps, if you can take a training from anywhere, we need to pay 10,000, 15,000 at least, but they're giving free of cost. They said, we will give a best, sir. Take up DevSecOps also, we can give a good stuff to students. They requested me, okay, I'm okay to give, but joinees are only 40 members. What is the use? They simply cancel that. Same thing. Now Pluralsight is not a, it's a expensive one, $450 per year. So yeah, $450 Pluralsight 1 year subscription cost. $450 means how much? Mostly 40,000, right? So anyway, my company also, we are using Pluralsight from the last 4 years actually. I have a good connections with them. I requested Naresh, it is a very big institute. You can start from institutes also, you may get a good exposure. But so far they are only organizations only, corporate only they are giving access, licenses and all. I just convinced them, so you can start from institutes also. We have a 1,000 plus students here. You have a good exposure. Finally, they agreed for 60-70% discount also. But still we are worrying if we implement this, students will utilize or not. This is the worry. If they not utilize, again waste of everything. So I propose one thing. So we will divide the teams. Instead of giving 1-to-1, we can give 3 members 1 license, like that we can plan. 3 persons 1 license means, no, it's not like that. 1 person is handling as a root user. Remaining they can create a users. They can create IAM users only. Understand what I'm trying to say? Yes. You can create as a, you can run as a user. 1 person TL is one like a root. I'm planning for that only. So that the burden also will decrease. Otherwise, if they give each person 1 license, they may charge 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. We don't know. So I have given this solution yesterday so that we can reduce the per head cost at least 1,000 or 1,500. They are happy with this solution. We can see. Okay. Even course completed students also can take. Okay. That is the plan. Yeah, we need to utilize that. I don't know what happened exactly 3 years back. I informed them clearly. I don't know what happened 3 years back. But now if you provide this platform, everyone can utilize. No doubt at all. I informed them clearly. 85% result I will show. I inform them. I will show at least 85%. 15% only have seen the result before, right? But completely opposite, I will show 85% result. See. But only the drawback is session will kill automatically after 8 hours. If you create anything that will, automatically clear. You don't need to delete anything. Automatically wipe out. Okay. After 8 hours, automatically clear the resources. Kill the I mean, if you create RDS, na, if you go somewhere and you come after 9 or 8 hours, RDS will delete automatically. Environmental will delete automatically after 8 hours. So if you are implementing any project, you need to complete in 8 hours only. Even not required more than 8 hours, right? 4 hours enough. M install docker-y. Everywhere this option is common. Whatever platform you can take, everywhere same process. Otherwise, if you create and leave it, the resources like that, so they may get more charge, right? Okay, clear till here. So git clone. Okay, so you can see now Docker compose.yaml file. Okay, we can easily understand this process. Okay, first is version is common for any YAML file. It's a 3.8 version. Here, how many services I can see? Total 2 services. One is for front end, one is for back end. Now again, front end service I'm talking about. Front end service build I'm talking about. Front end service build which context client? I mean, your front end directory where the Docker file is located. Front end context means is a path where the Docker file is located in your GitHub repository. If you can see now, my GitHub repository, this is one. This is my GitHub repository. From here, I'm calling my Docker file. You tell me from here if you can call Docker file. The request should go to client only, right? Inside client only Docker file is there, right? So that's what context path is what here, where the Docker file is located. Container name should be, you can give anything, front end app. Port should be 8480. I'm giving. You can give anything. I mean, when you create an image, if you want to run as a container, we have to give -p, right? Port forward. I'm mentioning like a here only this entry. Now, if you can see, network is, I'm giving just name is AppNet network name only. You can give any name, networks, but it will take bridge network only. So depends on block is what? Backend. Means after create backend only this will run. Understand? So usually guys, if any three-tier architecture, if you can see full stack projects, first database will create, next backend will create, next front end will create. Understand? So front end is depends on what? Backend means first backend will build, then front end will build. Now coming to backend, backend context path is what? Backend. Inside only Docker file is there, like Terraform dependencies. Okay. Next. So Docker file. Container name is what? Backend app. Ports are what? 8680. Guys, front and backend also 80 only port default container I have given the source code. If you AWS Reader project already we have discussed. 80 port only we have given. If you want to change, you can change in the source code itself only. Clear? Now this is very important. Okay. Backend should communicate to what? Database. So here environmental variable, environments for database. So DB host means endpoint, username, password, and something. Clear now? Let's go to RDS. This is my endpoint backend. Paste. Next is admin. This is password. Okay. Till here clear? Till here clear, right? Okay. Okay, so if I execute this, if you can go, so this .env is there, right? In the Docker file inside, I'm not using .env. Why? If I use .env, every time you can come and change here only the credentials. I'm calling env variables. So directly you can define at the time of build. Or you can do one thing also. For example, what will happen if you use .env in the Docker file, every time you need to build. If you do any changes, again build a Docker file, again build a Docker file. Now database changes are required. No need to build a Docker file. I'm not calling any .env file in my Docker file. I'm just calling here in the at the time of call only .env. Clear? But the thing is here how front end and back end will communicate now. Understand? So how front end and back end will communicate now here? Yeah. Let's go to here. So even here the note is there. First you need to, okay, you need to install Docker Compose here. This is the process. So here, what should I do now? Public IP and port number I should give. Okay. Public IP and port number means what here now? Go to YAML file. Which port I should take here? 86 or 84 in my front end code inside. 86 or 84? Hmm? Front end should communicate to back end, right? In this case, 84 or 86? 86. Clear? Yeah. Front end should communicate to back end means we should take 86. Clear? I mean, for example, if I build this process, it should run on localhost plus 86 or not? If I build front end, localhost plus 84 or not? That's what I'm explaining here. Copy. So what I'm going to do now, ls, go to client. Correct, correct. Go to client, ls, src, right? cd pages, ls, vi config.js. Before build only you need to change. Before Docker build only you need to change. After that, no use, right? Already build without localhost. Yeah. Here I'm giving now what? Public IP, port number. $86. So you can take a reference from here. Like this. Clear? So this is 86, right? So like this we need to give. Clear till here now? Okay. And next process is what? My RDS. This is my RDS, right? If it is a public one, you can connect from external. So host name means you can give endpoint. I mean, I'm just updating the inserting the records before. Admin password. Or you can do one thing also. Simply create only test database. Fine. Okay, my process enter using test database only. But existing records, if you not create, you are unable to see existing books first. You can add your first book from your front end only directly. Understand what I'm trying to say? Which database I'm using? Database name is test I'm using. Test. Okay. Okay. Let's execute now. My inside code, I'm using test database. If you want, you can go and check. Backend inside tested SQL is there, right? So here I'm using test, but I'm not creating any records now. Existing records. In this case, first entry also you can go for front end only. But if I execute, you are able to see two entries in the dashboard, two books existing, right? Third, you can add. If you not add these two, you are able, you nothing will see. Just directly you can enter first one also from your front end only. Understand? Okay. Or simply if you want, copy, can run. Your wish. Anything is fine. So this process I did by backend initially, right? Now I'm doing through Workbench. The difference is what? In real time, RDA should be private only. That's what I have connected from the backend and executed the script. MySQL-H-U-P. But now this is public RDA, so that I'm just directly connecting and doing this task. But that is the correct one. Previously, what we did, that is the correct process. This is RDS is public. I'm executing the script from Workbench. But this is not a correct case. Connect internally only do this process. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So prerequisites all done, right? So what can I do now? I can try to execute my Docker compose.yaml. In this case, so let's go to the main page. First, you need to be install Docker Compose. You need to install Docker Compose. So steps I have given in the GitHub also. So here also. Okay. Yeah. Copy. Permissions. Execute permissions. Okay, Docker Compose is installed. Now you can run the process ls. So make sure your compose.yaml should be there in the same directory. Oh, yes, here only. Okay, how to execute? So we have a commands now, Docker Compose. You can see here, Docker Compose Docker Compose up -d. If you give -d, it will run data terminal. If you not mention any flag, it will run interactive terminal. So here, if you can see, Docker compose.yaml always we can give docker-compose.yaml. File name is only. If you give different file name, you need to mention -f flag every time. Same like a Docker file. Docker file name always should be same, capital D and Docker file, right? If you give different Docker file name, build time, you can mention -f Docker file name. So here also same process. Docker compose.yaml file name, if you can give different name, so while build time, you need to mention -f and file name. If you give the same name, directly you can run Docker compose up -d. The same directory it will search this Docker compose.yaml automatically and build. Okay, clear what I'm trying to say? So my YAML file is Docker compose.yaml file, same name, default name I'm giving. So here you no need to mention -f flag. So directly I can go for run. This is the first command. Whenever you can run Docker compose up -d, request will go to compose.yaml. Okay. So let's run now. Okay, Docker version. Okay, systemctl start Docker. So unable to call the Docker image. So now first is going to be run backend or front end. See, backend. Front end will deploy after backend. Dependency block is there, right? Yeah. Still backend only running. npm install. Now front end. Do I need to run container? Docker compose up means build image, run container also. Done. Container also started. See? Okay. Now, if everything is good, I'm able to access everything, front end right now. Front end and back end and database also. Which port number? 84. Clear now? The process is. So you can add your thing. You can see. So what we can understand from the Docker Compose? Docker Compose is a YAML file from where we can control multiple images, multiple Docker files, build and manage and run the containers. There you can add a port details. There you can add a network details. There you can add a container names. There you can add a image, whatever and all. This is called Docker Compose. Maybe they can use real time. But understand one thing is real time use, yes, I can understand. But real time Kubernetes we can use, not Docker Compose. The reason Docker Compose is just create of container only. If I stop the container of the backend, if I delete backend container, immediately backend container is not created. Why? There is no high availability in this compose.yaml. Is there any replica entry? Replica means count. I need a backend 4, front end 4. No. Container delete means delete only. Understand? In this case, this is not recommended. So we can go for Kubernetes. But in interview, they may ask, okay, if the application is there, not required high availability, scalability, then go for Compose. If application is need high availability, scalability, go for Kubernetes. Clear? But Docker itself also provide scalability, high availability concept also. The concept is called Docker Swarm. Clear? The Docker Swarm here taking care of high availability also. Understand? Docker Swarm will take care of high availability. But the problem is Docker Swarm we are not using. Again, we have some drawback in the Docker Swarm. I'll discuss. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So this process, Docker Compose, as I said, if the application is not required high availability, scalability, then go for Docker Compose. I need a multiple replicas, front end 4, front end 5 containers, 6 containers, back end 3 containers, 4 containers. If you need a high availability, go for Docker Swarm or Kubernetes. Again, Docker Swarm, we have a drawbacks. Okay, we'll discuss. So this concept is clear. Any questions from anyone, Docker Compose? So drive is bridge drive. I'm using bridge network, but network I'm creating a name of AppNet. Name I'm giving only. So this is custom bridge or default bridge? Custom bridge. Custom default bridge. Understand? Default bridge means in this host, if you can create any container, default it will take bridge. Now I'm using bridge network, but the network name is what? AppNet. Clear? Okay, next. So Docker Compose PS. So Docker Compose PS. You are able to see your front end and back end containers. You can give, if you can give Docker PS only, for example. Also, you can see. So these are the commands of Docker Compose. Docker Compose stop means it will stop the containers, logs, images. If you want to check images, Docker Compose images. If you want to check containers, Docker Compose. Like this, we can go. Docker Compose RMS, remove all the containers. These are the commands only just. If you want to execute, no stopped containers. Maybe we can give -f. So Docker Compose up -d, you need to mention detached terminal. Otherwise, containers will interact here directly. Host. Docker Compose -f r. Okay. Forceful command. Docker Compose RMI. Stop. Okay. Stop and delete only. Remote. Okay. Deleted. Now you can check Docker PS. Nothing is there. Clear how to work with Docker Compose? Okay. And the next concept is Docker volumes. How to write AML file. Okay. You tell me one thing. Is there any new thing to understand? So first AML file writing time, you need to understand services inside front and back end. Means what? If you give two spaces, na, that will be inside. Build inside of what? Front end. Context inside of what? Build. Docker file inside of what? build only. Container name instead of container name entry instead of where? Front end. Port instead of front end. 8480 instead of port. And networks instead of build a front end. Depends on instead of front end. Front end instead of services. Like that you need to understand. Two spaces if you can give means inside. Same back end instead of services. Same it will apply for this one also. Okay. So don't worry how to write a YAML file. It's very easy process. How I'm giving Docker file, how I'm giving container name, how I'm giving port, why I'm giving network means you should understand what is Docker first. Then this process is very easy. Clear? Yeah, indent spaces is important. Just two spaces only, nothing is the JSON maybe curly braces and all is there. Curly braces, quotes and all, but here nothing is there. Just two spaces, two spaces, two spaces. That's minimum. Okay. I need to explain one thing regarding Docker volume, guys. Docker volumes are persistent. Means what? Docker volumes are, sorry, not persistent. Means what? My container is deleted, for example. Okay. My container is not consistency. My container is deleted. Front end container is created, deleted. Or MySQL container is deleted now. Again, new container will create or same container will create? New container will create. There is no volumes to store inside container. So we need a additional support to store the volumes. RDS data will be stored into where? RDS data. Now we are adding some records. Those records will be stored into where in RDS? Server. Server in where? OS. Huh? Data will be stored on server OS. And then where? Data will be stored into where? Which storage in EC2? EBS. Means hard disk. Right or not? RDS EBS volume is there or not? RDS creating time EBS volume is there or not? Hmm? Have you selected any storage while creating RDS? 20 ZB, which means EBS only. You are creating RDS instance, EC2 instance only you are creating RDS means. But that instance is not under you. It's taking care by AWS providers. Creating instance only, EC2 instance only, RDS also. Clear now? Hmm. But Docker volume. Docker volumes are not persistent by default. By default, Docker volumes are not persistence. So we can make it as a persistence. In this case, we need to create our own volumes. Okay, by creating a custom volumes, we can make them persistence. Okay, persistence means what? So in this case, we can create volumes. If you not create by default, when container will delete, volume also delete, which means persistence means permanent. Permanent. When container is delete, irrespective of volume also, irrespective of data also delete. Clear now? But we can create a custom volumes. We can make them into a persistent. So in this case, we are using host path, not container path. Container path, container delete, path also delete, right? Host path means what? Host path means what? Host means what? EC2. EC2 path means EC2 EBS volume. Understand? That means, for example, this is my EC2 instance, na? Yeah, correct. Default volume also created. Inside, two containers are running, for example. So we can give EC2 EBS path. Like this to use. This is host path. So we can focus more into Kubernetes area, this volumes concept, not in Docker is not required. Kubernetes concept time, we'll discuss this path in detail. Anyway, this is just what is Docker volumes I'll discuss here. Host path means if container is deleted, still data will be there inside the host. If host will delete, volume will delete, right or not? If I create additional volume, EBS storage, if I give this permission, write permission to container, if host will delete, still volume will be persistent. EBS is not, additional EBS is not part of this EC2 instance. Clear? Anyway, we'll focus in Kubernetes time this concept EBS, EFS, S3, we have options. Yeah. Okay. Correct. Let's start this process. First, you can check in the Docker. You can come out from here. CLER clear. Docker network ls to check. See, appnet is created or not? Docker compose, we have given appnet name, right? See, created custom bridge network. Anyway, leave it. Docker volume ls. No volume. We can create no volume. Clear? Okay, let's go to the volume. Very easy process, guys. Just 2 minutes only. So how to create a volume? So volumes are mechanism for store the data outside of the containers. All volumes are managed by Docker and stored in dedicated directory on your host. Clearly? Usually varlib Docker volume for the Linux system. So Docker volume, create volume name. So if I give, you can give volume name. I'm giving volume 1. See, whenever you can create a volume, now you can check. See, I'm able to see volume 1. So this volume 1, you can see usually we'll create into varlib Docker volumes. Okay, let's go and check now. CD varlib means library Docker ls CD volumes ls. Volume 1 is there or not? Just now I created. So if you create any volume, by default it will create into Docker lib var lib Docker volumes. Clear na? Okay. Okay. Next, if you want to check inspect, you can check. Remove means volume RM you can give. Now I'm going to create a one container. See, Docker run -IT or -T plus -name equal to container. I'm mentioning here -VMs. -V means I'm giving my path, volume path to this image. Until and then it will take default path inside container only. So it's not persistent. But now I'm trying to make it into persistent. So I'm giving my path, volume. Volume was stored into volume 6. Okay, let's run. So first image is taken. Now I'm inside of container. So now you can create anything. For example, is voice marking. Oh, is it? Oh, sorry. What about now? I think now it's clear. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to create a, what is the meaning of this? Print inside volume 1, some example txt file creating. Or if you are confusing, you can do manually also, no problem. So I'm going to create ls, so cd volume 1. I'm inside of volume 1, but this volume 1 is not here. Localhost path. See, I'm creating a -v volume 1. I'm going to use -v volume 1 mount on volume 1. Clear? So this volume 1 is mount on local system volume 1. So Ubuntu. Clear? So now inside I'm going to create any file you can create. For example, touch file 1 cat greater than file 1. I'm giving hi. Control C. Okay, VI is not work until you install VI privileges, VI dependencies here inside container. So if you want to check cat file 1, you can check. But this content will be stored on container or EC2 host? EC2 host. Clear or not? Okay. See, I'm not, what I'm explaining here, I have created a, okay, no problem. I have created a one volume first. Volume 1. If you create a volume 1, this volume 1 path will create inside varlib docker. This is host path. See, inside host path, inside volumes, I can see volume 1. So now this path I'm giving to my Ubuntu. You can use this path only, not default path we are saying. How to say? By giving -v. For example, my container name is what? -name container 1. If I not specify, it will take default name. If I not specify, it will take default volume, which is not persistent. But I'm specifying my volume 1 already created. You can use this volume 1 only and mount on volume 1 only, we are saying. Okay. So after that container created, I will just navigate to volume 1. There I'm creating a file. Which means, for example, if I exit or control PQ, okay, I'm inside of host, right? Now you can go to check host inside volume. What is the path? Varlib volumes. Here you can go to wrongly given, no? Correct only. Okay, let's go to volume 1. CD data. See, file 1 is there or not? Now if I see container docker ps, okay, let me remove the container. docker rm -f deleted. Still you can check file 1 is there or not. Host mission, this is host mission. Host mission path is what? Var lib docker volumes inside volume 1. So my volume 1 inside data still there, even container is deleted. Clear or not? If I use the same path, create a one more container inside same data will be there or not? Which means container is writing or read the data on host. Clear? Now run the same command. ls cd volume 1. Same data there or not? This is new container. Still file 1 is there. Why? I'm using the existing path. Before containers from where it is writing, same path I'm given to second container also. Even container is deleted now. If I run again container, same data is coming or not? Clear? My container is deleted now. For example, again. See, this is the command. This is the attachment. No need to do anything. When you can give, I'm using volume 1 and attached to mount to container. This is the meaning. This is mount. This is using existing volume. Existing volume means I created, right? Yeah. Real time. Once again, I'm saying, if application running on Docker container, they can use. If application running on pod, they cannot use. Kubernetes will take 99%, not 99, 100% we are using Kubernetes or ECS kind of thing, not alone Docker container. Docker Swarm is deprecated. So why I'm explaining this concept? To understand Kubernetes concept. Till Docker file build only Docker we can use. Once Docker is creating an image, next process Kubernetes will run. Not Docker Compose, not Docker Network, not Docker Volume. Docker job is to here till build a image only, not orchestrate. Clear? Orchestrate. When Kubernetes will orchestrate, but Kubernetes source is required as image. That image will take care of Docker. Source code is there. This source code need to give handout to Kubernetes. Not possible. Build as an image and give to Kubernetes. Understand? So without Docker, no Kubernetes. Kubernetes source is what? Image. That image will build by Docker. Clear the concept now? So finally, Docker Swarm, it's a deprecated one. We are not using at all. So Docker Swarm also container orchestration tool. Now my container is there, right? Front-end container, back-end container. Front-end container, I can give high availability by using Docker Swarm without Kubernetes. But here the drawback is scaling. Not support auto-scaling concepts. Auto-scaling concepts not support means node is deleted, no new node will create. If node is deleted, enter all containers will delete or not. So it's not a good approach. Docker Swarm. So go for Kubernetes. But Kubernetes advantages are what? It's developed by Google. It's a large network. So automated self-healing capacity, automatic scaling and everything. If you hand over image to Kubernetes, everything will take care by Kubernetes only. You no need to do anything. Scaling, high availability and all. So Monday onwards, I'm going to start Kubernetes, a very important concept. As I said, if you skip 2-3 classes or 1 or 2 classes, also very difficult to understand. But if you attend all the classes, you may get a 80% clarity how to do it. 100% I'm not saying, 80%. Clear? Any questions from anyone? Docker is easy or difficult? Huh? Kubernetes is easy. But many of the students, I mean, existing employees says that Kubernetes is very difficult. They don't even guys, all DevOps engineers don't know Kubernetes. This is very clear. Even my organization also, we are 6 members in my project. Only 2 members knows Kubernetes. Me and one person colleague. He is also joined Naresh IT only recently. Docker Kubernetes batch has started, right? So we both only know Kubernetes. Other DevOps engineers don't know what is Kubernetes. What I'm trying to say, there is no mandatory skill set for all the tools as a DevOps engineer. Someone can know Terraform, someone can know Ansible, someone can know Docker, someone can know something different. They are also DevOps engineers. Understand, if you know 2 tools, what I'm discussing here, you are a DevOps engineers. No need to learn all the tools, but we don't know. If you place in any project, they can use Kubernetes. If you can place any project, they can use ECS and Far Gateway. If you place any organization, they can use different. But as a DevOps engineer, you need to learn and do it. That's it. Hmm? Online team, are you clear? All clear? All good? Any challenges? Tell me if you are facing any challenges, no problem. If you want to give any feedback, you can give. Except one thing, I'm unable to spend time. I can't do anything, right? It's good, but not used more. Sir, in Dockerfile, where we can use, you can use anywhere environment keyword. You can use anywhere. See, for example, if you want to prepare your Dockerfile that you want to share to all members. For example, if you want to prepare a MySQL, if you prepare your own Docker file for MySQL, that should be used by others, right? Right or not? In that case, you need to write a Docker file, environmental variable of RDS endpoint or MySQL endpoint, environmental variable of username, environmental variable of password only. If you hard code, that Docker file only useful for your MySQL container only, not others. Yeah. Any questions? Guys, please don't use real time, real time, real time. Real time also today 10:30, here also 10:30. No difference. Please. Real time means what real time? Whatever concepts we are discussing, real time only. Understand? Hmm. The word is there, na real time in your brain, that will not build any confidence in you. You just believe first, I'm learning real time only. Otherwise, in interview, every time you can use this term in real time, in real time. They may ask what is real time every time you are using. You are not working now, they may ask to you. So leave it. Believe yourself, you are learning real time only here from last 5 months. Okay, you just feel this is your office. Your laptop is your Naresh IT given laptop, office given laptop. You are all colleagues. Okay, like that you can feel. Otherwise, yeah, you can. In 3-tier project, can we create DB using Docker file? Yeah, that means DB on container, right? MySQL container instead of taking RDS, but not recommended. MySQL on DB is not recommended. Sorry, MySQL on container is not recommended. Why? Only the reason, no consistency. Container can delete anytime, right? Lightweight, right? But MySQL contains data, right? So better to go for RDS or Azure database or Google database. That's what even Kubernetes, even Dockerization, everything is only for stateless applications, front end and back end only. Database is not on Docker, database is not on Kubernetes. Database always separate, where we will get a consistency. Otherwise, here a lot of challenges are there. Again, we can create a master container, replica container, right or not? I will show in the Kubernetes time how to handle this. We are all DevOps engineers and Naresh without salary. Yes, correct. Correct. Always Cloud DB or on-premises DB. We don't know if the project is there on where we can use the DB. Uh, can we use Prometheus with Docker spam for auto scaling? Uh, to understand this question, it will take time for me. When will job readiness program start, sir? I think you got already mails, right? No. Yesterday only I confirm, maybe today you will get mails. So Monday 6 p.m. only online job readiness program. And guys, please request you to all, don't ask to explain the concepts. There is no difference if you ask me to explain the concepts. There is no difference class and job readiness program. Understand? Sir, can you explain Lambda function again? Then what is the use job readiness program and here? I want to show a huge difference this time. I inform to management clearly. I don't want to take any sessions again. Then there is no difference. The persons want to work hard. The persons want to put their time 6 hours, 7 hours only need. Okay. Only projects 15, 20, 30, all are projects only. For example, Lambda is there. How we can use Lambda? How many ways we can use? What kind of projects we can implement by using Lambda? What kind of projects we can implement by using ECS? What kind of projects we can implement by using Fargate? What kind of projects we can use by using DynamoDB? What kind of projects we can implement by using API gateway? Kind of projects only, no concepts. If something is new in that, you can learn by self. Understand? Yeah. I mean, what we are understanding from, again, real time. Bhargavi. Okay, the job readiness program is real time job readiness program. May she has happy. Person is correct. That's what I informed to clearly to management. Whatever I am going to discuss, same concepts already discussed in the class. May there is no difference. Definitely, I can say there is no difference. Before all, I'm saying that. Otherwise, at the last, student can say that no difference. But difference will be there, not for you, different students. You can talk to them. You can understand. I will create a group, right? You can talk to them. They can learn more things. But you already learn here. Understand the difference. That is the difference here. But don't expect 100% variation. No, only 20%. Once again, I'm saying. But the 20% impact will create. Okay. Job readiness program is 45 days, mostly 45 days. 30 to 45 days. Regular classes, I'm explaining more and expecting from you less. But job readiness program completely opposite. I will explain less, expecting from you more. You need to be run. I will guide only. Okay. I will create a one environment. That environment is, if I give a task, how you can do, like a real time. Bhargavi says that. Okay. TL give the task, how you will learn, how you can implement. If you get a job, how you can perform, same kind of environment I will create. Okay. If anyone interest, you can contact to admin. If they okay, you can join. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye bye.